Ladies and gentlemen, denizens of Keck, rejoice. We, the Deplorable Batcave, have returned after a much too long hiatus. I am your host, Spartacus Ryuo, way too sober for this conversation. Joining me are our other guests, also too sober for this conversation. From my left to my right, we have Beggar Hero.
If you couldn't tell by the avatar image, I'm drinking a lot.
Blibbity Blop.
1, 2, 3, 4, lift your sign, lift your beer.
See, well,
I really wish I had booze right now.
and we have Gimpy in the Peanut Gallery. We actually tried to supply him with booze, but yeah.
On account of him not having a mouth, that was impossible.
J. Edgar.
Hey, this is Wisconsin. Speak for yourself on sobriety.
Stefan.
Yeah, hey, I'm your random German dude.
C.
Man, whatever happened to Smash Mouth? Where is that band? What are they up to? Random thought. I just want to know, like, where are they?
Random answer. Last we heard, they were liking a Shadman picture and then realized they liked porn.
Did they know? Did they know?
They found out after the fact.
No one likes to be the Shadman.
I like Shadman.
Oh, Shadman.
And wondering.
Apparently, they're doing shit even up to this day in early 2018.
Wow, damn, that's good.
An
I'm
acoustic re-recording of their first album.
I'm glad Shrek didn't
Let's
destroy it all.
finish his introductions.
And we have Wandering joining us as well.
I drink beer. I really like beer. Do you enjoy beer, Senator?
I like beer.
So, gentlemen, we know what the obvious topic is, but we're going to subvert expectations like we're Ryan Roundhead Johnson. We're going to talk about Trump not getting the Nobel Peace Prize.
You.
So, Donald Trump, despite being the single person responsible for finally ending the Korean War, after 60 fucking years, going on 70, was turned down for the Nobel Peace Prize. Current leaders include a doctor from the Congo, which, as Blob pointed out beforehand, is a contradiction of terms, who's trying to prevent rape in war. The fact that they need to, teach that kind of shows how bad things are there. And what was the other one, Seawall?
Some woman who's a Yazidi activist.
Gentlemen, thoughts on the floor?
Okay.
Wow.
I'll jump into this one. Generally speaking, in order to be appropriately a winner for such a prize, doesn't that area have to have actually been something you succeeded in? Because last I checked, Congo is still one giant flaming shithole, and the Yazidi are all but extinct.
That is also racist somehow.
I believe that is religionist.
Would that be Islamophobic?
Yes.
Okay.
Possibly.
Jed's comment is actually racist because he's not equating race and religion.
Properly.
I'm improper.
Shots down a shot to impropriety.
Look, I think we all agree that we would like to see the end of rape being used in war. I think that's all something we definitely have on the list of things that would be nice to have.
Yes, just like the end of spelling mistakes and various grammatical errors.
But knowing human
Not going to happen
nature
anytime soon.
and the history of humanity when it comes to, war, we're still kind of pretty fucking brutal.
Seawall and his white shuffles deck. Realism.
Yeah, for that to end, you need to change the mentality of the people living there. So if they grew up in a mentality where women aren't really worth much, or see everyone, it's okay to rape your enemies, then
Yeah, because that's not really a thing in Western countries. At least, people that originally hail from Western countries.
It's not wide scale among soldiers from the West. It does still happen periodically, but it's definitely not something we are proud of or accept. It's something that, well, people get executed for in the field without any real... Yeah. There have been a lot of people who have been what's called fragged, sitting out in the desert somewhere after they did something horrible.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point.
Yeah.
Kind of. But well, it's like fighting against windmills, kind of.
Well, that's what the left is good at. I've equated mostly feminism, but you can say the left. The left is all about. They're all the entire left wing at this point is the modern day Don Quixote.
Wasn't he the meme of like the 15th century?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because they all chase at windmills, believing them to be giants.
Hey, they might be giants.
I think you don't understand how alcoholic society was back then.
Oh, it's the only way to not die.
I don't think it was
Anyways,
alcoholism. I think Don Quixote was actually that deranged. He believed they were. But that's beside the point.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yes, it is.
Ask Mr. McConnell. He has first-hand experience.
Does he actually do cocaine, or?
It's a
I'm
meme.
pretty sure most politicians have done cocaine at some
We are
point.
deviating
Yeah.
from Nobel Peace Prizes
But
here.
yeah. Look,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Third time a dozen. Obama got one.
Right.
Someone said that-
Let's put things into perspective. Cast your minds a few months back when Trump had put on the cards that he was going to speak with Little Rocket Man. And the absolute media shitstorm of how he was going to cause war because he wanted to discuss peace.
Well, to be fair, that was out before he wanted to discuss peace. That was out before he was even elected.
well, you got to remember what Trump did for that peace process. It's straight out of his goddamn book of tactics for his more public negotiations.
You're absolutely right on that, but the fact of the matter is...
Sewell and Jed, the reason why I brought that up is, if you remember at the time, wasn't it the Winter Olympics?
Pretty much.
Yeah, there was, I think it was the Winter Olympics. You had the media festooning and adulating all over Kim Jong-un's wife.
Sister.
Oh,
Sister.
sister, sorry. Sister. So, which was it? That Trump is a naughty boy for wanting to have a little chat with the dictator? Or, fuck you, Trump, we're going to fawn all over this bitch?
I think it was more of bad, baby, bad.
No. What wonderful dresses she wears.
Oh, look at the women she surrounds herself with. Yeah.
Look how
Look
pretty.
at the cheerleading team.
No, seriously, they used every single misogynist statement that they accused the right of using. Look how pretty she is when she smiles. Look how great she looks in that dress.
Gentlemen, I would like to remind you about the treatment of women within the North Korean government. There are entirely female units within the North Korean military, whom are part of I don't know what the term is, but I think the Western term for them is pleasure brigades.
And you who are stuck in the past are still using manga and anime.
Fuck you.
Damn.
I'm waiting for the technology's almost there, Block. We have VR headsets, and they're working on the robotic arm fleshlights. So no, it's almost there.
You could always use a one-way plane ticket.
You bring the Kim Jong, I'll bring the Un.
Yeah, but mine is bigger, and it actually works.
Oh,
That's what
God,
she
that
said.
statement.
Anyway, apparently we're not getting much more out of this.
It's kind of disappointing that the Nobel Peace Prize isn't awarded to people who actually bring peace to the world.
Disappointing, but not surprising.
Yeah.
No, it's a political statement by this point, just like everything else in this world.
We've done... Bipartisanship is pretty much dead now.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was not going to last.
And cancer. Fuck you. We're going to work against you.
But further good news. James Woods is back on Twitter. Downside, however, he didn't technically he's only back because Twitter forcefully deleted the offending tweet. He didn't do it himself.
He's a man of principles. I mean, hell, he's got a fictitious high school named after him.
You're right, Jed. He is a man of principles. He does post things like this, and he's absolutely right.
Someone to care for, to be there for. I have James Woods.
Who is James Woods?
He's a actor. Hollywood actor.
One of the few conservative ones.
Yeah, kind of like a Tim
Like a
Allen?
unicorn?
Yeah, he's a unicorn.
And Adam Baldwin, the guy who coined Gamergate.
Oh,
Adam Baldwin's a bit flaky on that one.
Look, he's not a rabid leftist, so we kind of have to adopt him into our camp. Otherwise, he's going to be eaten alive. Those are our choices.
He's also appeared in a Joss Whedon production without turning into one.
That's a very good point.
oh, by the way, Captain America. I mean, Chris Evans no longer going to be Captain America, which I'm glad for.
I've stopped giving a shit about Marvel because it's Disney, because fuck Disney.
Yeah.
I liked Captain America, but I'm starting to really hate Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, he's a total betrayal of Captain America. Chris Evans is.
Yeah, but who else is going to portray Captain America? Is it going to be you?
Ryan Gosling.
How about?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't
Holly.
think he has that much range as an actress.
Okay, guys, I have a crazy thought for Hollywood. Instead of having a handful of stars that are in fucking everything, why don't we start, branching out a bit more? Maybe as a bit of, not a full publicity stunt, but something that would definitely make it more interesting as a character. Why don't we get an actual veteran to play Captain America?
Hey, I've had this same idea about Congress numerous times.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, but let's face it. Fuck Hollywood in general, because
No, thank you. I don't want a needle in my cock.
Could we somehow replace the mind of Chris Evans with the mind of Gunny? Can we bring Gunny back, please?
Who's Gunny? I have to ask.
well, did you just ask that
Yeah,
question?
that one's above me.
Arlie Ermey, the guy who played the gunnery sergeant, the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jackets.
What's your height, wondering? 3'9"? I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
Yeah.
Show me your war face.
Well, you don't need. You don't necessarily need Hollywood. There are other means for your entertainment.
Yep.
Did you know that Hollywood doesn't want to be in Hollywood anymore?
Huh.
The thing is, have you seen Good Doctor?
Where do they want to go?
Pyongyang.
Georgia.
The good doctor, the one about the autistic doctor.
Yes, exactly. The one that's a remake of a Korean production.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, have you seen the Korean original?
No.
They totally fucked that up.
No way.
Yes. In the Korean original, the doctor is a real hardcore autist. Not that light autist he is in the American production.
They're trying to make him actually likable. That's the difference.
Not likable, but a real autist. You see, like 2 minutes in, and that he's really autistic, and not like a bit autistic like the American version. Well, there's a bit more hospital drama in there as well, but well,
It's been Americanized.
yeah.
And American adaptations of anything tend to suck.
Some do
The
okay.
the funny thing is there was a Japanese adaptation this year as well.
Did it have mechas?
And Godzilla.
No.
No, this
Granny
is
girl.
Japanese.
Okay, we are really diverting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So James Woods is back on Twitter, but 3 guesses what he's tweeting about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Justice for Kavanaugh.
Don't make it seem menacing.
No, that was an orgasm. Wondering.
That did not sound
Spartacus, would you like to tell the 3 people who pay attention and feel sorry for our hangouts exactly what has transpired today?
Hey, I've got a bigger audience than that.
Yeah, you do.
Fuck off, Jed. Please. continue, Scott.
But yeah, today, with a vote of 50 to 48, and signed in by the president on Air Force One and sworn in today, everything happened today. Brett Kavanaugh is officially Justice Kavanaugh of the Supreme Court of the United States.
Word is his
I'll drink to that.
Word is his partner is going to be a Judge Dredd.
And actually, you know what? I'll take this moment as a moment of pride. He represents my home state of Maryland.
Damn it, Spart. Trump has managed to save your state?
No, he hasn't.
No, he just technically...
Impossible!
Technically, he took one of the best parts out of it.
But as we speak, Brett Kavanaugh's heavy bolter is being personally engraved by Trump.
Now, on the topic of Kavanaugh himself, obviously we have outcry after outrage, after mob, after tears, after fake tears, after basically the entire gamut of what the left has done in 2016 has been condensed in the last couple of hours.
Plus, Amy Schumer got arrested.
Twice.
Yeah, she hold up a fist, you know. Actually, got arrested.
Still alive?
I thought that was a McDonald's bag.
I mean, what was,
Well, the thing about Kavanaugh is if the Democrats would have played fairly and discussed about the politics, they actually had a chance to not get him into
Yeah,
scandals.
they could have.
if they didn't listen to Michael Avenatti, that's what they should have not done.
Oh, speaking of which, he just went off because CNN just blamed him for it.
Oh, this is a new development.
Yeah, CNN is blaming Avenatti for Kavanaugh.
Yeah, and also he wants to sue Julie Swinton's boyfriend for not taking him credible.
So headline from Breitbart: Michael Avenatti freaks after CNN editor blames him for saving Kavanaugh. Avenatti is livid after CNN breaking news editor Kyle Felcher credited the TV lawyer with damaging Democrats' efforts to thwart Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation by pushing far-fetched allegations of gang rape.
So what did Avenatti do when Breitbart blamed him for Kavanaugh 2 weeks ago?
No one knows.
I have a block prediction on this. Avenatti is going to go one or two ways. He's either going to end up jumping off a bridge, or he's going to be the next Ian Miles Chong.
No, he's too far gone. There is no
Bridge.
He's the creepy porn lawyer.
Golden Gate Bridge.
I hope.
Oh, do you remember the interview with Tucker? Where Tucker promised
creepy porn lawyer. He did not address him as full name. That's the name.
Yeah, but on the bottom of the screen there was creepy porn lawyer all the time.
Also, I love. I love. What was it? Tucker was talking about. Well, occasionally I'll watch humiliation porn. I'll turn CNN on when you're on and. Send it to his face.
Don't you watch
So
porn?
the quote from Felcher in question: "Hard to state how much Avenatti's entrance into this process hurt the Democratic effort to bring down Kavanaugh's nomination." And he was retweeting the Avenatti tweet going after Senator Collins.
Yeah, Collins was pretty nice too, although she made some people hate Kavanaugh.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've watched someone that he said after he watched her. Yeah, now I really hate Judge Kavanaugh for all the rulings he did, because he seemed rather lefty, or well,
He was a
not that conservative.
Well, he was a milquetoast moderate.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, again, if you wanted to stop Kavanaugh, it's quite simple. You target his support of the Bush administration surveillance state. He is very weak on the Fourth Amendment. It's not that hard to defeat him. All you have to do is say, hey, what's going on with this? And you could have gotten him shot down. Not that hard.
Exactly. That was.
Yeah.
But
That
that
was
would
my
have been a
point.
rational approach as well.
Yeah.
See,
Well, the problem with that too is if they tried to do that, what they would do is essentially have to admit to themselves the fact that they are also in support of the same surveillance and the same Fourth Amendment violations.
Yeah.
they're globalists, Jet. They're globalists.
Yeah, it's hard for them to come out against something they themselves support, and if they were to do that, they would be.
But
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Beggar wants to say something.
yeah, well, I think it just shows more or less like the less they're just playing to win. They don't really care about anything else, and that's important on this. How the libertarians care about the Fourth Amendment issues with Kavanaugh.
Yeah, I'm not
They
gonna
never
lie.
brought it up.
The neoliberals, if tomorrow 80% of the nation said they would never vote for a politician ever that wasn't 100% for banning gays from being in public life, they would suddenly become very anti-gay. Very quickly. That's how much the party would there would be a split in the party is what would happen. The progressives would break off, but the rest of them would, like the Hillary Clintons, would do that.
But this whole thing has been so unbelievably transparent, and I don't think we quite fully absorbed what's happened over the last number of weeks. This is just in even thinking about it now in retrospect, just an accusation has been made not long after we all knew that the second that he was going to be the nominee, they flipped their shit and were going to go by hook or by crook to get rid of him. We all knew they were going to try anything. It just, when it came to this was just completely out of nowhere, as has just been pointed out. It could have gone for something easy.
I mean, the first accusation is one thing. Rule of law means that yes, we have to at least listen to her, even though it was probably.
See, you pointed out something very interesting about this earlier. If you will, please, Sewell.
Could you remind me?
What's it called? The expiry of the accusations.
Oh, yeah.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations,
People are saying, well, there is no statute of limitations in Maryland. Actually, it turns out there was a letter released by the Montgomery County Police saying, hey, one, what you described legally at the time was a misdemeanor, and two, there was a 1-year statute of limitations. There is nothing we can do. We can't even launch an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't rape, at most it was molestation and groping.
Yeah.
It wasn't molestation. He was 17.
Right, but they would have had until 1983 to bring that forward.
Yeah, she would have had to have gone to the police before 1983. And she didn't. Combine that with the massive holes in her story that have propped up, like the 2 front doors. Yeah, that work was done back in 2008, and she alleged the fighting with her husband was in 2010 over the 2 doors. She claimed, I can't fly confined space or aircraft because, of this that happened to me. Turns out she was on a goddamn prop plane. Have you guys ever been on those small little prop planes? Those things, those things are only held in the air by the fucking sheer force of will of the pilot and Jesus in the passenger seat. That is
lots of duct tape.
Pretty much. Those things are the most terrifying things to ever fly on.
Then it's nothing for me.
Imagine flying in one over the Grand Canyon, Sewell.
Yeah.
Shut up. No. So,
one mistake and you're in the canyon wall.
So, guys, further update: the Democrats officially have a midterm platform.
Go ahead.
Does it involve the Congolese doctor?
I'm curious.
Their platform is to investigate Kavanaugh.
Which
How?
will never ever happen.
That would be a House platform, not a Senate platform, though.
They're doing the opposite of learning.
No,
What they're trying is to get every man in the country against themselves, so that the Democrats will become the Women's Party.
At this rate, they
that's
are going
not
to be
even what it
labeled a
is.
terrorist organization.
Well, it gets worse. Guys, related to what you just said, New York Times article. Granted, it's an opinion piece, but this is on the New York Times. White women, come get your people.
What?
Wow.
What?
Democrats,
Wolfenstein game.
are you guys trying to guarantee that you will never win an election again?
Basically, they're saying that white women are defending their privilege because of Kavanaugh.
No, they're defending their sons, if they have one.
The sons, the fathers.
I'll give you the
Husbands,
first 3 paragraphs. After a confirmation process where women all but slit their wrists, letting their stories of sexual trauma run like rivers of blood through the Capitol, you can see the language here, the Senate still voted to confirm Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, with the exception of Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. All the women in the Republican conference caved, including Senator Collins of Maine, who held out until the bitter end. These women are gender traitors, to borrow a term from the dystopian TV series The Handmaid's Tale. They've made standing by the patriarchy a full-time job. The women who support them show up to Capitol women for Kavanaugh t-shirts, but also probably tell their daughters to put on less revealing clothes when they go out. They're more sympathetic to Senator Orrin Hatch of Utah, who actually shooed away a crowd of women and told them to grow up. Or Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, whose response to a woman telling him she was raped was, "I'm sorry, call the cops." That's another thing we're going to go into later. So, yeah.
I'm about to launch into that now.
Well, okay.
Well, what?
I was going to say it. Like, I have an interpretation of this, and this is based on the previous conversation we had, which was, why didn't they go after Kavanaugh for the easy stuff? Well, assuming it's the worst, Ford absolutely made it all up, and it's complete, which is my gut assumption, is that it's, for the most part, BS.
Mm-hmm.
For the Dems, they have to play this card because it's the only card they can play that still fits to what they politically want to do. Because if they went after the Fourth Amendment stuff, or they went after anything else that's terrible about Kavanaugh, they would be going against their own policy. Like, a lot of it is stuff they themselves are for as well, especially the domestic spying and everything. So they can't make that attack.
Okay, the boy who cried wolf. So imagine he's been saying that for 2 years, and everyone knows that he's a liar. In this case, there never was a wolf, even when one actually shows up at the end of the story. Now, when they're caught with a story that they know doesn't work, and the public are showing them that it doesn't work, as in they're not voting for them anymore, how can they continue with that narrative? It is completely self-defeating.
The problem was that they...
Wait. Do you understand the point?
I understand, but I'm saying from
you
their
can't
position,
carry on with something that's only going to make it worse for yourself.
In their position, they have one card to play, and it's the feminism card.
But it's killing them.
It's killing
them.
Yeah.
It's like...
And I
That card is cancerous.
Yeah, it's like somebody who...
It's a shark that has to swim straight. He can't swim backwards or he'll die.
Yeah, the shark has swam into the wrong waters, and now it has no choice but to keep going because,
Well, there's
What else
also
can we do?
there's also another thought. They are at effectively an existential crisis right now. When people get into those situations, they stop acting rationally entirely. Like, Blip, did you ever hear the story about what the captain of the Hood was doing as his ship was sinking?
No, I thought he was dead.
He was sitting on the bridge, staring forward in disbelief, frozen.
Okay, that's like being shell-shocked or...
Yeah, they are experiencing a form of shell shock. They're on an auto cycle of doing what they know used to work, and they're desperate. They're facing look, I know they've said, oh, the Republican Party's done back in 2008. Actually, right now, with how bad the Democrats are fucking up, they are potentially facing the destruction of their party as a tangible thing.
The Republican Party got Trump to save them, kinda.
Well, I mean,
it was a series of people. Trump is just.
And
Trump
now
is just
the next Republican who was waking up with Lindsey Graham.
Oh, that was a wake up. Ooh.
Yes.
Save the memes for later.
Yes, and sorry for that, but Trump is a big unknown. He's like a piece of sand in a transmission, or a handful of sand in a transmission, and all the attacks, all what the Democrats knew would work against their normal opponents, it doesn't work against Trump. He shoots back. And he insults them with better insults.
Well, see, it goes further than that, I think. When the socialist wing of the Democrat Party took over, I'm an old Union Democrat. I understand what being a Democrat used to be. And this is not what being a Democrat is by any stretch of the imagination. But when the socialist wing took up and took over, they wanted to take the wages away from all of their union supporters just the same. The problem and the demise of the Democrat Party is going to be the fact that they betrayed all of their producers in order to get the votes of the people that aren't going to produce, and those people went over to the Republican Party, rather. This is not a Republican Party. This is an anti-socialist party at this point.
Or you can say it's the Republicans became what the Democrats were 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's another side of it. This is socialism versus anti-socialism at this point. And the socialists are so desperate to hold on to power that they will put somebody up. I got into a fight with someone on Twitter over this and not have a trial, but make a mock trial of them because there's no grand jury in the country that will indict with these charges. And they expected everyone not to react.
Yeah, but with all the Chapter 9 stuff going on, people are not that happy with such just blind allegations. So there's, yeah.
Look, the thing the Democrats did that the big reason why this is backfiring, their support it's holding, but due to this defeat, the demoralizing effect is going to see a drop in that. But at the same time, they pissed off the Republican base. The Republicans are now at parity with the enthusiasm of the Democrats. That means the centrists will probably be the deciding vote. And I don't think they're too happy with the Democrats right now.
Yes, exactly. And many might have switched. Or some might even lie on the surveys. Yeah. I see that in Germany often, because your call is not anonymous, so many people might actually not tell them that they might vote for AfD because AfD is the devil here. They might do the same in the surveys, and when they are alone in the voting booth, they might silently make their cross for the Republicans.
Well, not only but Jed, you're a refugee from the Democratic Party. I'm presuming you have other walk-away friends in real life.
It's getting more and more. I know, like, a guy I call my brother, he's not actually biologically my brother, but I call him my brother. He grew up in the same sort of union attitude, and he came over just shortly after I did. It was a betrayal of the working people in this country.
Jed, we know you have commie credentials.
I do.
And the other thing is, if you're a mother with a son, and you see that, and I don't know if you're that happy. You have to be a hardcore feminist to really believe for it.
Well, this is a half-remembered story that I read a while ago. There was this guy. He was a young man. He was raised by a single mom who was a rabid feminist in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how fucked up his mom was, he actually grew up thinking that that the feminists, she created the man she claimed that needed to be destroyed. It took him, after he lost contact with his mom, he finally recovered and realized, wait, she's just a crazy fucking bitch. But the thing is, the feminists, what they're doing is creating the monster that they're fighting. They're not actually fighting anything. They're creating something in hopes that they've got something to fight. But the problem is, if you look at, law of averages, let's say tomorrow magically men acted the way feminists did. Do you think any woman would have any power in the world if the vast majority of men acted the way they did, the way the feminists claim?
I mean, you're just describing how the alt-right came to power because SJW just did the entire thing.
I mean, we basically have the Handmaid's Tale all over again.
I actually have no fucking clue what the Handmaid's Tale is.
It's
Is that the new Harry Potter? Is that the new Harry Potter?
They say it's a near-future America where an evangelist Christian organization took over and they treat women. They basically force women to wear these red handmaids outfits with a bonnet and all this shit. Basically, they're claiming that Christianity would be worse than Islam. And I'm going like, hold it.
It's like, you could go to Saudi Arabia and see that right now. I mean, that currently does actually exist among browner people.
But come on, Z, don't you know they're progressive? They just let women drive their cars.
Yeah, in 2018.
Beautiful, I guess. Whatever, a little less impressed.
Actually, about feminism, there's a book I recommend. It's Don't for Husbands. No, Don't for Wives. It's a book from 1903, and it doesn't look like the women were all that powerless and the victims. But the opposite. It looks like the woman was the boss in the house.
Well, yeah. Even in Saudi Arabia, whenever a wealthy Muslim man is trying to do renovations, the guy who's going to do the actual work, or the architect, they refuse to do any work until they speak to the wife, because the wife is basically the secretary of the interior. They hold all that power. It's actually really, really weird. And also the thing is, I'm presuming you're referencing when Sargon went over the do's and don'ts, or the don'ts for husbands and the don'ts for wives. The only thing that is legitimately sexist for the don'ts for wives is claiming that women can't handle politics or science or something like that. I think it was like politics, and that was it.
Is she totally wrong? At least
hard to say.
At least for politics, I just have to say one name, Justin. Do I need to say more?
So, Blip, how's your boy Justin doing over there in Canuck land?
I believe all the allegations of groping have been dropped.
Or ignored.
Yep.
Jed's racism will not be tolerated.
I'll drink to that.
Yes, but
Operation Slaying the Maple is underway.
Yes.
Is it a groping allegation if Trudeau touches himself?
Possibly.
Actually,
The area will have to be cordoned off.
We're diverting again. We're gonna talk more about the awesome. Yeah. So speaking of the awesome, Lindsey Graham 2.0.
Spart, you're saying it wrong.
I believe that's known as a slam dunk, Spart.
Spart, you said it wrong. Lindsey the Hammer Graham version 2.0.
What a timeline to be alive in when we can say Lindsey Graham is a badass.
Actually, Spart, there's a theory as to what happened.
John McCain died.
No. It's tied to that partially. You know the tumor in John McCain's head? That was all of his conservatism. The conservatism formed into a cancer because it could not stand that neo-cuck so much. And upon McCain's death, it released, and it's now inhabiting. It's possessing Lindsey Graham.
Does that mean Lindsey Graham has brain cancer?
No, he doesn't have brain cancer because Lindsey Graham is just conservative enough to handle this.
Yes, he actually has upgraded from Windows 3.1. That was not the case with Senator McCain.
Yeah, McCain was he didn't have the right hardware. Lindsey Graham has the right hardware.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when I saw Lindsey Graham going on the round. I did not expect that.
It wasn't just on the round. Oh God, it was one of the most glorious things I've ever seen.
Yes, especially after Ted Cruz was so calm and well collected, and then Lindsey Graham really swung a hammer around.
Oh yeah, I was taking a drink when he just went off. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I didn't know he had it in him. I really didn't.
Yeah, and
I never picture a man named Lindsay able to do anything like that. I mean,
First he goes off on the committee, then he goes off on CNN, and then he tells off the people screaming in his face.
The elevator. That was beautiful.
that was the most awesome stuff when
Was
the
the quote from him that was
protesters.
hilarious?
Yeah,
Oh,
when the
move
protesters
to
went
South
after him.
Carolina.
Yeah, Karen, move to South Carolina and vote for me.
No, there
But
was
also,
no
what
one that
happened,
was even better.
what happened today is that there was some protesters screaming at him, like, "Wow, you should really move to South Carolina." Turns around, just tucking his tie, and just has the most smug look on his
I think you don't quite have that right. It's basically they want to remove him from office, like move this, and he just looks at him and says, "Move to South Carolina."
Yeah, and get the
Yeah.
look on his. Yeah,
It
like,
was awesome.
he has the most smug look. I'm like, oh my god, wow.
But that smugness is earned. That is an
I know.
earned smug.
And I'm sure the internet's familiar with the Thug Life meme. Lindsey Graham earned it today.
I'm
He's
pretty sure
earned it.
McConnell shared a stash with Lindsey Graham that day.
You can call it the Trump effect. Trump showed them how to treat them, and due to the Kavanaugh allegations and that shit, there was the next Republican waking up and acting a bit more like Trump, and realizing that they should really not hold their guns, but they should use them.
And looking at Lindsey Graham's face, after the fact, is like, I think he realized he's free, he's liberated. Look at his face when he's walking away from that, and he's just adjusting his that just big smile on his face. It's like, I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. I can yell back at these stupid little fucks.
Yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah, same with the boo yourself. It was also I don't remember what he said when they booed, but it was about Kavanaugh, I think. Yeah, that the committee didn't treat Kavanaugh especially good or something like that, and then he got a boo, and then boo yourself.
I know. I was like, oh, Lindsey Graham, I move to Maryland, become my senator, please.
What had to happen within all these hearings, especially behind the scenes that we didn't hear, that we changed a man from somebody that Hannity loved to call Lindsey Grahamnesty into me with 3 scotches in me?
Yeah, guys, you remember the really good quote of, why don't you require Kavanaugh to take a polygraph to prove his innocence? Well, why don't we dunk him in water and see if he floats? I love that response. That is just that is a torpedo to the engine room.
When who said
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah.
On video.
Yeah,
He did.
I gotta see this shit.
I do think, though, that he meant to say beer rather than water.
Don't do it. Don't do it. He'll go Hulk mode.
You're gonna say something like that. Go the whole way.
Wow.
Yes, but
Problem is, beer's lighter than water, so.
fair enough.
Easier to sink in it.
All right. I do want to bring on a related aspect.
Senator
Which
Collins.
is
Actually.
Murkowski. What the fuck, guys?
Oh yeah.
I see a primary.
Well,
She will be
I'll put
Catholic,
in this article at the same time.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, Senator Collins, being the liberal Republican she is, yesterday made me kind of proud of her.
You forgot mention. You forgot
Okay,
because he's a Democrat and he voted for Kavanaugh.
there is only one Republican whom I would accept saying no on Kavanaugh if he went for the Fourth Amendment argument, and that is Rand Paul, because he is a hawk on the Bill of Rights. If he said I will not vote for him because I'm not comfortable with his history with the Fourth Amendment, I would say fine. I can't fault you on that.
Yeah, but with all the false allegations, the Democrats destroyed the possibility of that.
I
Without
think
that,
Yeah,
he
I know.
probably would have voted no, and then they only had to get one or two others. on their side, but due to the allegations and the bullshit, and they made it a vote on due process. He didn't have a choice. He had to vote for him.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised to find out that Justice, let's say that now, Brett Kavanaugh, has a complete change of heart about the Fourth Amendment now, because he was essentially denied his Fourth Amendment right throughout the entirety of this.
Oh, yeah.
I spoke at length about that on my channel.
Especially the Democrats made an enemy of Kavanaugh.
They have turned Kavanaugh into a conservative activist, at the least.
I wouldn't call it
Justice, though, is the incorrect term. It is Supreme Confessor.
But right now, if Judge Kavanaugh has a ruling on them, and he is the deciding vote, and he has to choose between fuck the Democrats or stay true to the Constitution, what would he choose?
Well, you do realize that fuck the Democrats and stay true to the Constitution is almost always the same fucking answer.
Yeah, that's true. But in this case, why wouldn't he fuck the Democrats if he can?
Yes, but
Mikowski, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Where is Mikowski from again?
Alaska.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah, seems to have.
Well, it gets
Or is-
better considering Palin was taking pot shots at her.
When Palin can take you down a peg.
I don't think Murkowski can run on a Republican ticket in 2022. I mean, I realize there's 4 years and she can hide in the shadows for 4 more years after this, but I think it's going to be really hard.
Well, that's the funny thing. Palin said, I can see 2022 from my house.
I mean, people's political memory is so shallow, though, that I do think that it's not the stupidest mistake she's ever made to assume, okay, by 2022, a lot of this will have blown over, maybe.
Well, yeah, think about how fast the news cycle's been going since Obama was in office. I mean, we're going to have forgotten about this by Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, I mean, look how quick.
By
I'm willing to
Christmas,
bet
we're
within a
gonna say
week
who's
and a
Justice
half,
Brett
no one's going to talk about Blasey Ford anymore. Like, she's just.
Give it like a month or so. People will
Speaking of which, just as an update to those listening, she has stated that she is not going to pursue any other charges against Kavanaugh. I wonder why.
Well, of course not. There's not a grand jury in this country that can indict what she put forward. That's why they had to have the trial in the Senate and call it a job interview.
And it
And
backfired.
Well, not entirely because, well, look, it backfired in some aspects, but it still made the lives of an innocent man and his family just some of the most harrowing on earth for a time.
Yeah.
True, but he was probably the most placid guy you can think of. He's now turned into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially when they started going after his
He
kids.
hasn't. He better do.
They started attacking
it's-
his kids.
It's like Ben Shapiro said a couple of days ago. Now, B minus. And now he wants him imbued in he wants a statue of Kavanaugh for all that shit the Democrats put him through. It's just,
Okay, for the record, fuck Shapiro because he
yeah, he is a fucking neocon. I know.
well
And
he
He's
also
not a
need to
neocon.
we need to give him a goddamn trampoline because he flip flops so goddamn much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he still won't be able to jump as high as Wandering.
Guys, ethnostates are bad, okay? But you should totally buy gold from Israel. Israel's greatest country on earth. We need to defend them at all costs.
ethnostates are bad,
We
except
can't let
if
anyone in
it's
except the
Israel.
Jews.
He's now
Yeah,
named as an
I really don't like.
Okay.
And his hate for Trump is also the worst.
Okay, tweet from Breitbart 51 minutes ago, from Mitch Cocaine McConnell. Anti-Kavanaugh mob is a great political gift for us.
He is right.
Yeah. And it's awesome how they fight back, the Republicans, right now. I think the Democrats didn't think that they could wake up the Republicans.
Oh,
Well,
that shit-
I'll tell you who else helped Lindsey Graham out a lot. Guess who he's been playing golf with on the weekends for the last 6 months?
Donald Trump?
Yes! They've been golfing.
And he actually has a golf stick that works, and it's bigger than yours.
I was gonna say I don't like this idea of Lindsey Graham wanting Donald Trump's golf club. Keep that man away.
But
Lindsey Graham is a single guy, so.
Since we have Donald Trump's, what happens to Donald Trump's pistol? The one by.
We discussed that on Friday. We
What?
discussed that on Friday.
Oh, I wasn't there. Sorry.
Okay, I'll find
But-
it for you.
But oh my, the absolute timing of this is disastrous for the Democrats, though.
Yes.
Well, they have nothing to run on. That's part of the reason that this kangaroo court and this parade went on. It wasn't
Yes,
about
definitely.
getting any sort of conviction. They knew that would never happen. They
What the
just
fuck
wanted
are they
to
gonna
carry
do
it.
next time? What are they gonna do when Ginsburg finally kicks the bucket?
Fucking
Campaign
shit.
on it?
No, imagine what would happen if Donald Trump went to
And
elect
especially
a-
when Trump next time nominates the girl.
yeah, if he were to nominate the female judge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Barrett, what are you supposed to do with that?
Well, considering they're already throwing around gender traitor.
Oh yeah, they say it's a white woman, so doesn't
Are they
matter.
going to attack her Christianity?
No, they're gonna.
I was going to say Catholic white woman.
Yeah.
No, they're going to attack her for everything, for being for being white, for being a gender traitor, they're going to attack her on everything. They're going to be the monster they claim to be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
with that- I doubt that's a good idea with girls because
Oh
I hope-
God, Z, that is an amazing meme you found.
All I want.
I'm intoxicated enough I don't remember it. What did I even find?
They compared Donald Trump to Lord Farquaad from fucking
God,
Shrek.
when do we get another Shrek movie? Man, we're right back to Shrek.
No, god damn it! What did I miss with that?
No,
Oh,
okay,
it's
this
the
is
voice
something I
chat.
want to bring up, and it's. I think it's a valid. It might be too much of a segue, but it's sort of like, what is the deal with really dorky pop culture references and
They
the
have no
dumbass
other-
protests? It's
They
like
can't exist within reality.
Like Harry Potter?
because
Yeah.
like, well, okay, I'll play the fair guy here and say that everybody kind of does it. Like the right has the anime right, but why is it when the right does it, it's funny and clever, and when the left does it, it's so goddamn cringy?
Because the left are German.
Because the left can't meme.
The left
No.
cannot mean.
Yeah.
Does actually have.
They
It
can-
must come down to just lack
can-
of like meme sense or something.
because
Okay.
you can't offend someone.
Exactly.
If you can't offend someone, you can't make good jokes because the best jokes are offensive.
To illustrate.
Okay, wait. I got this.
Here's one.
Well, no. I got the answer to this. Sargon already made this point as to why the left can't meme. Because comedy is rooted in misery.
Comedy is rooted in also a grain of truth. These people do not
Also,
live in
guys,
do not live in a reality.
I am going to emulate a leftist and equate their inability to meme by using the meme of them always referencing fantasy and shit like that. Do you guys
Harry
remember
Potter.
the movie Tron Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Do you remember what that Clue couldn't create programs, but he could only repurpose them? That's what the left does. They can't create memes, but they can repurpose memes,
So they're Chinese.
and they're not very effective at it. Just like how
No.
programs become like lifeless and really shitty.
They can copy shit without understanding what it is.
Exactly.
Chinese.
Oh, God. So that understands the whole
Well,
juggalos against Trump memes. Okay.
well, also remember real life NPCs.
Yeah, that literally sounds like an NPC, just somebody who takes the motions without, having the soul behind it.
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Race.
Wow.
Well, I see this too when we talk about meme culture. I follow the overly attached girlfriend on Instagram, like the actual girl. She's hot. Don't judge me.
How dare
And
you?
She
it's
is
an
not.
act.
Jed, you need help now.
No judgments. Put it in her.
It's an act. It's purely an act.
See?
We all know
Well,
this.
that's the
See's long
problem.
gone.
She
You
is
cannot
not
save
funny
C.
herself. Everyone else has made her funny. Everyone who makes a meme of her has made her funny.
Yes.
She is just an apathetic political hack.
Oh.
She's a
Really?
Democrat, too.
I mean, you just basically repeated yourself.
Guys, just a heads up, we're about 5 minutes from the hour.
Oh.
You
could give her the D she really needs.
All right, so we're going to move into but as promised earlier on, there's been an update from that fucker in Toronto that roundhouse kicked a woman.
His
Is
name
he being
is
arrested?
Jordan
Canadian?
Hunt.
Yes.
Or
The man who, quote unquote, allegedly assaulted an anti-abortion protester on video.
Allegedly. We saw it.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have irrefutable proof.
Remember, he was trying to kick your phone. He was trying to kick your phone.
We're not allegedly
Wait,
talking
guys,
about
let me finish.
That's why I make his point.
And said, savor this. Has been charged with 9 counts of assault, 7 counts of mischief following 2 separate incidents.
9 and 7 over 2 incidents. How does that happen?
What, he's been arrested?
Magic.
Wait, Spart, he's been arrested?
He turned himself in.
Oh.
Wow. Really?
What a pussy.
The Canadian in him took hold.
It gets better.
No.
No, he's safe in prison, that's why.
Wait.
Yeah, that's exactly why. He turned himself in so he could get shot.
So, just as a heads up for those who weren't aware of the situation, they'll follow on Twitter. This pink-haired, snake-bite-piercing soy boy.
Who's a hairdresser.
Yes, he's a fucking
Not
hairdresser.
a barber. He's a hairdresser. Barber, I have respect for. Hairdresser, a male hairdresser, no.
Steve,
Basically,
you're pronouncing that wrong.
Oh,
Hairdresser.
Hairdresser.
But anyway, he was confronted an anti-abortion protester who was female. She was filming him. He took offense to this, got into a ridiculous Super Sentai pose, and proceeded to try to be Cuck Norris.
Goku Sentai.
And apparently, from what I'm given to understand, apparently he hit this woman in the face.
I thought it was a
I believe it was the shoulder.
At least he didn't actually kick her in the prego belly. That could have been bad.
She wasn't pregnant.
Oh, she wasn't? Okay.
She was just.
But either way, he hit her after, and you can hear on the video after when flying out of her hand. I meant to hit your phone. I'm like, and let's face it, that doesn't matter.
That's still assault.
Yeah, let me try to break your expensive piece of technology.
It would have been an assault and destruction of private property as well. So
Mr.
he could
Hunt,
have
be glad you're not in an American state with the Castle Doctrine.
Oh no, that dude would have been shot.
No,
Yeah.
just be glad you're not in America where men have spines.
Well,
Well,
The shit
yeah,
kicked out of you.
Well, yeah.
In fairness to him, AK, he probably would be in a city where he'd be surrounded by his ilk. Probably.
No, even in,
Actually, he'd probably be clad entirely in black.
Yeah.
you still get the shit.
With a
kicked.
burqa?
Also, the second
No, he'd be in a block.
and the second his identity was known, the company he worked for fucking fired his ass.
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta let go real quick.
they're like, we respect other people's opinion, but we
We gotta let you go.
condone violence to differing opinions. Good job on them.
Yeah, no shit.
So, yeah, there you go, gentlemen. We have a little bit more justice served on this glorious 6th of October.
Supreme
We're not. No, justice has not been served until we finally repeal the 19th Amendment. Women must be canceled. It is over.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that those bunch that are pro women's rights are the ones who are actually hitting the woman because they disagree and they aren't able to talk with them normally.
It's just because they ain't getting the vagina, man. They're not gonna get that woman's vagina. That's the only reason why they're pro women's rights.
You think that guy was interested in vagina?
Well, as Gad
Maybe.
Sad put it, these are the sneaky fuckers.
Yeah.
They act
You don't
and
think-
look
you
like
don't think-
women.
Yep. He's like, you don't think some men pretend to be gay just to get close to a woman and then just like, I'd like to experiment, maybe.
without understanding that makes them drier than a fucking desert.
Actually, the fact that yaoi manga exists,
Yeah.
women
maybe
kind of
right.
fetishize gay guys, and there's a weird subset of women who want to turn gay men straight. They
This
exist.
degeneracy is fortunately a minority.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to move on. Speaking of things that are canceled, here's a little bit of cringe for you. Kent State cancels West Side Story because there's too few Latinx actors cast.
What?
Basically, they didn't get enough Hispanics, therefore no West Side Story.
Oh,
Are there that many gay
Tentacles and
Hispanics?
there for a few seconds.
Don't worry, there's all of them are. So,
Oh yeah, it's because of this intersectionality bullshit that they had to cancel it.
Yeah, because students complained. There's not enough Latinx actors.
Well, they could always have MS-13 members.
Well, they can't have gutter cats.
oh. Speaking about TV, Last Man
This is a
Standing.
college, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this college known for its theater program?
No.
It's
So-
Kent State University.
Yes.
Yeah, I know somebody that goes there.
I'm gonna use the high school rule that you use for theater. You take what you can fucking get. Like I actually did. I was one of the prop guys, and later on the light and sound guy for a high school production of.
Guys, it gets better.
We had women playing male characters because we didn't have enough dudes. We didn't care.
Guys, it gets better.
I'm listening.
One of the students that was complaining was an understudy because she lost on the opportunity to play one of the Puerto Rican characters to a black girl.
Race war when?
Yeah, how do you like it when your rules are turned against you, bitch?
Yeah, apparently casting other people other than Hispanic for these roles is no. You can't do that.
You can only do it for white characters.
Apparently, yes.
Oh, by the way, just a quick notch. The Last Man Standing by Tim Allen. It's actually really popular ever since.
Oh, it's top of the ratings for the second straight week.
Yeah, it has since it moved to Fox. It has like over 6 million views on its Friday on the first episode. So
Yeah, because there's a market for that stuff. Because the people don't want to watch that liberal propaganda. They're not into that.
Nope.
It's not edgy enough. That's one of the reasons why Game of Thrones, for example, took off.
Problem is, it's
Not for much longer, because speaking on that, on a similar topic, the actor who portrays Jon Snow, Kit Harington, has stated that there should be more gay actors in the series.
here's something good that I found. Give me 1 second.
If I
It's something
remember,
that's US.
okay, Blip, tell me if I'm wrong or not. Isn't Game of Thrones considered a low fantasy?
Yes.
Which means it's effectively Middle Ages with a little bit of magic thrown in.
Yes.
What did they do to gays back in the Middle Ages?
It wasn't pretty.
It never existed. It wasn't invented yet.
Well, okay, I do know that the Catholic Church, some covenant,
See, well, you
some
took
monks
that too
protected them,
seriously.
but yeah. Look, they didn't exist effectively.
Statistical impossibility.
Okay, specifically, he wants a gay superhero. Sorry, it wasn't. I was mistaken. It wasn't in Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones is already full of degeneracy.
We have plenty of gay superheroes actually.
Yeah.
Iceman, I believe.
Aquaman. Sorry.
What? Fuck off. He's super
He
cool.
has kids. Wait, no, she's his beard. Never mind.
This is good. I like this.
But no, we haven't. The first one that comes to mind is Miles Morales.
Why did I post that?
I don't know.
No, the first person should come into your mind is Iceman, because he's gay right now.
Oh, right now.
No.
Yeah, he wasn't the first time through.
Yeah, but
There you go.
ever since because of the new writers, he's been.
Miles Morales was written gay.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Did not know that either.
Wow,
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
I don't think Bendis would write him as gay, but
Gimpy, settle down over there.
he did
mean,
write.
Go ahead. Wondering.
But he did create the new Captain Marvel that we all know and hate. So
The one that bitch slaps Captain America just because she's a higher military rank at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that character.
This is a completely different character. This isn't the same Captain Marvel anymore. Has the same name, has the same supposed origin story, but it's a completely different character because Marvel can't do shit right.
I enjoyed her in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, not this new one. I hate her so much.
Well, yeah, she worked as a character. She was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that got inadvertently exposed and had trouble with her powers for a while. I think she was even a little bit insecure about her powers, too, for a time.
But the thing is, let's face it, the movie, she's going to be super powerful whammon who can't do anything wrong, who solves all the problems.
And assaults the elderly. Just that's the most baddest thing to do. Punch a grandma on a...
That was a scroll.
I know, but damn.
Do you guys know why Romanoff worked Black Widow? We didn't know what fucking side she was on most of the time.
And we were still in the Russian panic at the time, too.
Yeah. So we had no idea what side she was on. And she did fucking horrible things to people without a second thought.
Funny, that didn't make it into the Avengers movies.
It was hinted at, especially with how she treated those guys that captured her. It was hinted at she was going to do horrible shit to them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And we did see vulnerability with her in Avengers 2. So.
Should we start wrapping things up, guys?
We're at hour 7.
Yeah. Just I posted some links. One of them was a UFC fighter shouting out Brett Kavanaugh. Another one was one shouting out Donald Trump. So.
So, one of the few manly sports left out there supports Kavanaugh and Trump.
Yeah,
always the statement that goes with it.
Yeah.
Go before the fight. Tell me how to knock this Russian motherfucker out.
Yeah. You should see the fucking video. It is a solid hit in the fucking dome.
I call Russian collusion.
Yeah, no, it's not Russian collision.
Oh god. AK, you did the impossible. You found something better than Rocky 4.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yep. So yeah.
It's one of the only times I'm gonna be rooting for the black guy.
He's the best around. Never gonna let you down.
And we're
seriously, oh my god, he knocks him off balance and just that punch, you feel it.
AK, we're not a sports
show.
Take the sports ball elsewhere. Take sports ball elsewhere.
Oh.
Okay. Well, actually, side note: I've been working on a parody rewrite of American Pie. So,
American Pie was a parody by itself.
Yeah.
No, not the movie.
The song?
The song.
Mm-hmm.
But
does it have anything to do with Anakin?
No.
Okay.
It has to do with the left. But
we wait with anticipation.
But either way. So, closing thoughts on the night. Beggar Hero.
What more can be said? That the left goes hog wild on something and literally go crazy.
Well, one of their spokesmen is David Hogg.
Actually, he's been fairly quiet this week.
That's because Michael Moore shut him up.
Good.
Wow.
Mr. Hogg, where did Michael Moore touch you?
Now, where did he sit on you?
Guys.
I like beer. I still like beer. I'm liking beer right this minute.
Do you like beer?
See you all.
Thank you, Left, for handing us this gift. That means your sexual assault allegation in the future will have less political weight. Thank you for this gift. You've overplayed this hand.
hard. And Gimpy can type something in the chat while I move on to the next person. J. Edgar.
Since this is going on my channel, I disavow.
Probably a good idea.
J. Edgar, you know you were helping ship a delousing agent to us last week.
I'm going to show up in your house, Jed. You least expect it.
I have beer.
Sorry, I'm a little late, guys. I got the Hangout message about like 5 minutes before I joined in, so I don't know what happened.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, I'm glad I joined in.
Stefan.
Well, at least for the Americans, there seems to be a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Well, let's hope for the best that it will be resolved without a civil war or much violence.
If you want to join in, I'll sponsor you.
We're already getting a helicopter for the Venezuelan.
I think we can get a patrol boat for the German.
There's a U-boat in Chicago. You can use that.
And Wandering. Closing thought.
Don't call it gay. Don't call it or sets. Call it Smash Mouth.
Oh God!
Blip, play us out. Blip, play us out. Emergency read.
I'd call it Anita Bespin gas. Jesus.
Japan's already had a gas attack. It was in the 90s.
We need some copious amounts of delousing agent right now.
Well, the left is having a gas attack. It's called Michael Moore. But either way, I had a rough day at work. I come home to this, but finding out Brett Kavanaugh got confirmed just made my fucking day.
So I have to ask everybody one question. Are you tired of winning?
Oh, fuck no.
No. We won't stop winning until we finally repeal the 19th and cancel women, though. They're always going to be a problem.
There is only one gender. Women are property.
Mm-hmm. I disavow.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get Jagger as soon as he gets a sexual assault allegation on his head. We'll get Jagger to come over to us. It was coming, Jagger. You know this. Somebody's going to say you raped him just because you're a guy.
All right, Spot. Finish him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Deplorable Batcave on the day of justice. Later.
What is the malted liquor? What gets you drunker quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans? Beer. Can't get enough of it. Beer. How we really love it. Beer. Makes me think I'm a man. Beer. I can kiss and hug it, but I'd rather chug it. Tap my belly out to here. Beer. Golly, I adore it. Come on, damn it, pour it. Do it for me. Brew it for me. Feed it to me. Speed it to me. The most wonderful drink in the world. Hooray!